Peoria TT liftoff at the AMA Pro Flat Track for the only time this season. GNC2 class, returning veteran Jesse Janish, off for multiple years, comes back in the GNC2 class in a knockdown drag-out battle with GNC2 point leader Davis Fisher in his first Peoria TT. Racing like veterans, multiple passes, action at Peoria doesn't get any better than this. The red flag comes out, resets the field, but the battle at the front continues. Fisher and Janish back and forth multiple times. In the end, the veteran gets the win.
Davis was not easy to get around, to say the least. When I crossed the line, it was a huge relief. Knowing that I had him, I'm not even sure how much I had him by, but enough to get the victory. Stoked to win. It's nice to get away from the normal everyday work job.
GNC1 class, defending champion Jared Mees doing everything he can to dethrone King Henry, winner of 10 in a row here in Peoria. Mees throws caution to the wind in an effort to dethrone King Henry in his palace. This is about as close as he gets throughout the race. Never quite able to put enough pressure on Henry Wiles as he wins his 11th in a row.
I knew that at one point in the day where we were off a little bit that I was going to have to earn this win. It wasn't going to be out me kind of cruising around and pulling away and everything was just working happy, and I was going to have to ride the wheels off the bike. And you know, the result's the same, but sometimes I don't think people realize, you know, how hard it actually does come. And today was one of those days where I had to do everything right, because if not, then Jared would have capitalized.
With his 11th win at the Peoria TT, Henry Wiles becomes the winningest TT rider in AMA Pro Flat Track history.
Welcome to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, round number 10 of the AMA Pro Grand National Flat Track. This is the Don Tilley Memorial Charlotte Half Mile. I'm Scottie Deubler. I've been joined up here in the booth with the 7-time champ Chris Carr and the most recent winner on the AMA Pro Grand National Circuit, Henry Wiles. Chris, welcome to Charlotte.
It's great to be here in Charlotte. It's been way too long, 13 years since we were here at this track, and it's a great facility. Looking forward to the racing action tonight.
And let's bring up our VIP, our first guest up here in the booth. It is the most recent winner, 11 in a row at Peoria. Henry Wiles, welcome to Charlotte. How you feeling?
Good. Feel good. Good to be here. Like Chris said, you know, it's been a while since we're here, so I've never been able to race this track, and I'm looking forward to it.
Let's talk a little bit about Peoria, 11 in a row. Did you ever imagine when you first started winning there that you'd win 11 in a row? It could have been 12, but we had one rain out in there, so 11 in a row, that's amazing.
Yeah, it really is, and to answer your question, no, absolutely not. You know, it was funny because I've had a few of these conversations with some of my friends and some of the people that I grew up racing with, and you know, I was a kid basically when Chris Carr was, you know, in his reign at the Peoria TT and racking up all those wins. And I was always, when I was a kid, I rode a little bit of motocross, and I always enjoyed the TTs. It was always fun for me. And so, you know, to watch the Peoria TT as a kid, and I always thought that was cool and thought, man, it'd be cool to win that someday. And you know, I think I almost had maybe a strange confidence as a kid that I could do it, but then you get up there in the pro ranks, and you realize it's a lot harder than what you'd initially thought. But Peoria has always been a place that I could go fast and make up the difference, you know, with the riding ability.
Well, I got to ask you this, and all my wins there. I never once stopped and did push-ups on the jump following a victory. So,
Were you tired?
I was always tired. I'm an older generation. I'm not quite in the shape that you kids are today. What made you go up there and pump out 25 on top of the hill when it was all said and done?
It was, I think it was a lot of things. I didn't have it planned, that's for sure. I just, I mean, you can see I was running on just pure adrenaline and emotion. And it was a salute to the Peoria fans, for cheering me on for so many years. And, for me, I'm not really the type of person to stop and look back and, get all sentimental about it. But, I was in the heat of the moment. And, when you put it in perspective, that's a long time for the fans to be cheering on one guy. And, as I've said before, they haven't really turned on me yet. And they're not really...
It's coming.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It doesn't get easier in a year. Any of these have never been easy. And Jared, he put up a good fight this year, so it was fun.
Chris, could you have done 25 push-ups after you won? I mean,
no.
No?
No way.
No way.
It was also a little bit of a representation for every lap I had led.
Well,
so
let's talk about that historic
25.
place. Chris Carr's won there 13. They just didn't all happen consecutively. He stopped, went road racing for a little while, came back and continued winning. You've won 11 straight. How long do you think this winning streak can continue? We'll take a look.
This could be it. You never know. You got to show up and you've got to do your best. And, really there's a lot of things that could go your way. But if we want to look at, some of the things that I know about that place and knowing what it takes to win, to answer your question honestly, I don't know when it could.
As somebody that has had a lot of confidence walking down that hill, knowing that I'm the guy to beat today, have you ever doubted when you showed up there at the racetrack? Because I know when the streak snapped for me, I had a little doubt in the back of my mind. Have you ever experienced that yet?
Well, I think not only just Peoria, but with a lot of the races, I go into them with a pretty open mind, and I think the confidence is really there. It's a matter of, kind of seeing where you stack up against everybody else. I don't think, there's been a lot of races that I haven't won that I haven't doubted myself. I haven't doubted myself as a rider and that I couldn't win it. It just, for whatever that day, the setup wasn't quite right and I couldn't quite get to the front, or I wasn't riding the way I wanted to. But there's a lot of little things at Peoria, and I know, Chris, you and I have talked about that place on an occasion, and there's a lot of little different things about that place, and some years I do some of those things better than I do other years. Like this year, I didn't really attack the jump maybe like I did last year, but if I really had to turn it up, I probably would have tried. I didn't feel maybe as comfortable, but I don't think I was lacking a whole lot either.
So Henry, will you take that confidence after winning, getting on top of the box, and it feels good? You've only won twice on a big bike, Pomona and Lima. Do you take the confidence from last weekend, get another win here tonight?
Yeah, like I said, the confidence is there. I don't really think the confidence really was inspired by last week's win. It's a weight off your shoulders to get a win under your belt for the season, and obviously know that you still can. But there's a lot of factors that go into beating some of these guys that are good on the big bikes, and I'll be honest with you, riding this year for the Zanatti team has opened my eyes up to really exactly what I need the bike to do to work for Henry Wiles.
Has there ever been a time where you thought that there's something that Henry Wiles has to do to work around the motorcycle? Because a lot of times with changing dynamics, especially on a racetrack like today, somewhere along the way, the rider has to take a little bit of ownership and maybe adjust how he rides, because there are no pit stops in the middle of a race.
Absolutely.
If you start off and it's not to your liking, how much do you accept responsibility for riding around it?
Well, I think that's actually been a problem that I've had in the past. Was I tried to put it all on my shoulders, and I didn't try to work on the bike as much. So now I've gotten to a place where I try to work on the bike more, and we're I mean, we came here with a brand new Olin shock today, one that we haven't rode. So that's a little bit of a can set you back if you don't nail it right away, and when you're testing stuff, and it can put you behind, especially on a track that's very technical like today, and you need a lot of forward grip. But you know, I will absolutely cut off my right leg if you tell me I will go faster around this track. So I will accept all the responsibility in the end, because it's me and the motorcycle out there in the end, and I don't really have a problem with that.
King Henry, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck tonight. That is Henry Wiles, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to go catch up with Danny Medine, and she's down there, and she's caught up in the Don Tilley Memorial pit area.
We lost Don Tilley about a year ago, and there were many lives that he influenced and changed. Right now, we have Trip Nobles. You have a huge racing background, and first I kind of want you to just kind of recap your background for us.
Well, I kind of got into the sport pretty late. I was in my late 20s, 89 as an amateur. I had a very steep learning curve, which helped. And within 3 years, I was racing World Superbike. Stayed over there for a couple of years, came back home, worked for Kawasaki in Superbikes, and then I got hooked up with Don Tilley. And I pretty much stayed with Don Tilley the rest of my career.
Now, not only did you race Superbike, you also were a drag racer. Can you talk a little bit about that and how Tilley influenced your program?
Well, in 2003, Buell, that was who we were racing with, they closed down their racing program, but luckily for Don and I, Harley-Davidson come out with the V-Rod, and they created a class in the AHDRA called the V-Rod class, and we won 3 championships with it. Even though it was a totally different engine from the Sportster-based engine we've been racing, Don Tilley won races with me.
Now, what is your best memory that you can think of with Don that you would like to share with us? It's probably hard because there were so many, but is there one specific one that just pops up that you would like to share?
God, man, there's too many. You said it well enough. I enjoyed being at the races with him, but I think I enjoyed all of his stories, his background.
Now, Don Tilley was not just a huge name in motorcycle racing, he was a huge name in motorsports in general.
When I was born, Don Tilley was working for my father, and I've known of Don Tilley ever since. He's the guy that taught me how to ride long distance. He's the guy with Lucifer that taught the world that a Harley-Davidson could road race and run flat tracks and do different things. When part of your family, which is Don and Robinette and Denise and Donna and Derek and their grandkids, when part of your family is in need, I think you reach out and you help, and I think that's why you see so much of the NASCAR community and so many people here.
Hi, I'm Mike Helton, Vice Chairman of NASCAR, and we're here today to ride for Robinette. Robinette Tilley is Don Tilley's widow, and Don Tilley was such a big influence to a lot of the motorcyclists in the industry, as well as throughout North Carolina, throughout the United States for that matter, but a lot of us in the garage area came to learn what we know about motorcycle riding. And so today's a fun day for a good cause, and we're excited about the turnout, and we're very proud of the people that remember Don Tilley and pass it on, so to speak. And to that point, we're really excited about the August the 29th Don Tilley Memorial here in Charlotte at the Charlotte Motor Speedway's dirt track. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the folks in this area will get a lot of the pleasure out of seeing a unique type of racing that is very popular around the country, but will be introduced here in the Charlotte Concord area August the 29th.
This is the Don Tilley dirt track half mile here just outside Charlotte Motor Speedway. Man, what a great place it is, and it's a cool way to honor Don Tilley by having this half mile, Chris.
Well, as somebody got a chance to ride for Don Tilley, nearly over 20 years ago riding a Battle of the Twins on Lucifer Hammer. He's one heck of a guy, did a lot for motorcycling and did a lot for a lot of motorcycle racers.
Absolutely. He sponsored a lot of dirt trackers, a lot of drag racing, and there's a lot of NASCAR people actually going to be here tonight to watch the action. Austin Dillon's going to be here. Greg Biffle, Jamie McMurray, Ryan Truex, Gary Nelson, a former tuner that did a lot of stuff in NASCAR. We had a lot of notable people going to show up and watch the races tonight.
Well, we have an off weekend with the Sprint Cup, so it's great to see some of those folks make their way out tonight.
Well, we had Mike Helton stop by the booth earlier during qualifying practice.
Yeah, we see Justin Barsha going to be out here with Coy Gibbs and a handful of others. So great to see a great group of people not from the flat track world come out and see what we're all about.
Well, it's such a great event here. It's good to be back here in Charlotte. It's been 13 years since 2002 since we were here. Reverend Kevin Barnes took his first win. We might have another new winner here tonight. So you never know what you're going to see at AMA Pro Grand National Dirt Track. I believe let's go trackside. We're going to catch up with Danny Medine, who's caught up with Dominic Colindres.
All right, you guys, I have the number 66Y of Dominic Colindres. You are hot off a podium from Peoria, which is the best finish by a rookie so far this season. Dominic, you moved up to the AMA Pro GNC1 class halfway through the season. Let's talk about that third place at Peoria.
Yeah, that race was great. I mean, I moved up halfway through the season. I got a win there before in the GNC2 class, and I was definitely looking forward to racing there again, but I know those guys in the GNC1 class, they're a lot faster and dialed in, but I was pretty pumped with my result.
Let's talk about you having to chase down Jared Meese and Henry Wiles.
In the heat race, I got the whole shot and looked back a couple times. Jared was catching me, but it definitely is some pressure seeing the #1 guy behind you when you're a rookie. And I was just happy to win the heat race and finish pretty good in the main.
Now let's talk about kind of just a couple differences that kind of fans should know between the GNC2 and the GNC1 ranks.
Yeah, definitely GNC2 is more younger guys who more entry level, and in the GNC1 they're all really experienced, and I'm just trying to get more experience on the big twins and also on the 450s.
Now we're here at Charlotte. You're going to be riding a twin. What are your expectations? Are you going to be able to pull off another podium finish?
Yeah, definitely. We're developing this new Yamaha FZ07, and we're definitely trying to get more time on it and get some better finishes. My best finish so far on it, it's about 13th, and definitely looking for a top 10 and hopefully even better.
So race fans, keep your eyes on the number 66Y of Dominic Colindres.
That was Dominic Colindres. What an impressive performance. Third place at the Peoria TT in his rookie GNC1 season.
Well, I remember somebody else that finished third in his rookie year at Peoria, finished about as far behind the leaders on that one, too. Maybe we'll see this kid have a win streak there as well.
Just moving up into the GNC1 class, that was Dominic Colindres, a good up-and-coming racer. So let's talk a little bit about the point standings right now. We'll start in the leader of the points is Jared Meese. He's got a pretty hefty lead coming into tonight's event, #1.
What's he looking at? 29-point lead right now. He's in a catbird seat right now. Brian Smith, Kawasaki's aren't known to go real well, and they've never raced here in Charlotte on this track, so it's going to be very interesting. In order for anybody to have a chance to run down #1, they're going to have to beat him, period. And he's been really consistent all season.
We'll sit next to a guy that has something to do with the point standings, and he could knock him down a few notches. This is #2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Kenny, welcome to the booth here in Charlotte. How are you feeling?
Good. Awesome so far.
Well, we're looking at the cover of the Speed Sport. You're sitting right there. That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool to be on a pretty important magazine and get out to the public, to different people, so it's good.
What's it going to take to pull out a victory here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the dirt track?
Same as always, starts and be up front the whole night. It's this kind of stuff is my forte, I guess, and I've raced here several times and came up second twice, and just the bikes are running good, and I'm ready. I'm ready. I came here to win, and that's what I'm going to try to do.
Well, Kenny, you're 40-some points down, 46 points down, couple races. What has to happen for you to be able to have a chance going into Las Vegas to win the championship at this point? What does Kenny Coolbeth have to do, and what else has to happen?
I need to win, first of all, and all those guys ahead of us need some bad luck. Jared obviously is quite a ways ahead of us, and but he needs a little bad luck, a little mechanical or something. I don't wish it on anybody. I would like to, have it come down to the last deal, and with all of us raring to go.
Well, I can imagine with some of the mechanicals you've had the last couple of seasons that, you might feel like you're owed in some respects.
It's racing, you can't stew on it. You just need to, as you know, just bite the bullet and just keep your head up and go try to make yourself better. The team is working hard, and the stuff that we had going on this earlier in the season, we got fixed. So it should be good. We're looking forward to this race tonight.
You're one of the only 4 riders that have raced here before, but it's been since 2002. Is there an advantage to having raced here before, or do you throw all that to the side and start fresh?
After the first lap, no, it's these guys adapt pretty quick. So I had the advantage probably the first lap, and that's about it. These guys, like I said, they're here to win and here to race.
Well, what do you expect from your experience and being around the game as long as you have? What are you expecting between now and, say, the main event? What kind of changes do you forecast?
Well, the track is they're actually watering it now, which is going to change big, and the sun's going to be going down, so moisture is definitely going to come up, and it's not going to be as slippery. It was pretty slippery in practice, dry slick, and either or, I'm ready. They can water it down and dig it up. I'll still be as ready as I am with the black notch around it.
Kenny, we saw a few riders go up there by the air fence, run the Kevin Atherton line. Do you think that's something that's in your bag of tricks, or are you going to stay down there on the groove, chase the moisture? What's your plan?
It really depends. It's hard to tell, what the track's going to do. Like I said, with the sun going down, it's definitely going to be grippier. So we'll just have to keep track of the track and go from there.
One of your best finishes of late was the second at Rapid City, and you were fast all night long. You were fastest qualifier nearly every session. You won your heat race. You were on the pole. I think you won the dash, and Jared Mees got out front in the main event and cut 25 near perfect laps.
Mm-hmm.
You appeared to be a bit aggressive. Did you learn anything from your second place finish in Rapid City, and you're going to carry a little bit of that over tonight?
Yeah, I did, and I got beat from the start. He did what he had to do. He knew I was a bit faster than him, and he got out there a whole shot, and he pretty much first 2 laps, he was almost a half a straightaway ahead of us. So it took me a while to get through traffic, and I did. I was riding too hard, and I should have just calmed down and rode like I was in practice and stuff. So, but you want it so bad, and you're the guy to beat, and you just ride over your head.
I mean, it looked to me like the king of cool lost his cool a little bit when Jared Mees was getting off in the distance. You got control of that tonight? Are we going to see you on top of the box?
Oh yeah, we're ready to go, and been riding back to the same schedule that I've had, so I'm ready to go.
Well, maybe we'll see some of this tonight. Check this out. How does that go over in the Kenny Coolbeth household? I mean, you're just now recently married, have a new baby. How does that go over when the trophy girls are kissing on you?
My wife is the best. She doesn't care as long as I get in the van with her at night and
bring home the trophy.
Bring home the trophy
and the paycheck.
And the paycheck. No, she's great. She's supportive, and she's a part of me at the races. She does a lot for me.
Well, Kenny, we appreciate you stopping by the booth. Best of luck to you tonight. We'll see that glowing brake rotor running up front. Watch out for the number 2.
Yeah, I'm ready. It's I got to go check my brake pads right now.
There you go.
Kenny Coolbeth stopping by the booth here. Currently 4th in the GNC1 point standings, just behind Sammy Halbert, Brian Smith, and Jared Mees. Check this out with the Charlotte Motor Speedway dirt track here paid honor to a late racer, Will Davis, 1964. He died back in 2001. There's a good shot of him, Rhonda, and his son Cole, who are going to be here in attendance tonight. There is Will Davis right there taking a checkered flag down there in Daytona. So very special, very talented rider that stopped by, and they paid tribute to him here at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the dirt track just outside the 1.25 miles. Chris, one heck of a rider, one heck of a guy.
I tell you, I certainly miss the presence of Will Davis at the AMA Pro Flat Tracks. One of my best racing friends through my years of racing. As we take a look at the racetrack, is totally different. We see a little faint line of blue, but they put a lot of water on it. They're rolling it in, and we're going to have a different racetrack here about 6:30 local time. They got another couple of hours to prep on this thing. I think we can throw out the window everything in qualifying. Once the racing starts, all that doesn't matter.
All right, so let's go ahead and make some picks for tonight, some predictions. I think I'm going to have to go with the guy that was just in the booth, Kenny Coolbeth. He's got a lot of owed races to him, and this is his kind of racetrack. It's a clay half mile. I believe that glowing brake rotor will be running up front. Who's your pick for tonight?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and pick the number 1 of Jared Mees.
How's that going out on a limb?
Well, he's the hottest guy on the circuit right now. It's not going out on a limb. This is his style of track. It's one of those where I think he's got the best throttle control. I can make a great case for any number of riders, but he's got the momentum going right now. He had a great run at Peoria. There's nobody with more confidence on the circuit, and I think it takes confidence to not only win tonight, but to win the championship.
Well, and Danny Medine, the third member of our team, we had our meeting earlier today. She went with the 42, Brian Smith, who's been fast qualifier. Looks really good. So I've got the 2, you've got 1. And Danny Medine's going to take the 42 of Brian Smith. So we've got a great night coming up. That does wrap up the pre-show here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Opening ceremonies coming up next. Stay tuned. It's time to go racing in Charlotte.
Jared Mees, Grand National number 1.
Brian Smith, National number 42.
Hey, I'm Sammy Halbert, number 7. Watch me live on fanschoice.tv. I'm Kenny Coolbeth. Watch me live on fanschoice.tv. Hey, I'm Brandon Robinson, national number 44. And watch me live on fanschoice.tv.
I'm Shayna Texter, number 52, and you're watching me live on Fans Choice TV.
I'm Henry Wiles, number 17. Watch me live on fanschoice.tv.
I'm Rob Pearson, number 27, KTM GE Waters Auto Body.
I'm Jeffrey Carver, national number 23. Watch me on fanschoice.tv.
I'm Johnny Lewis. Watch me live on fanschoice.tv.